Like, it is not something that you should be preaching to kids. I don't see the the pharmaceutical company. That's got to be the only people who would benefit from children being unsafe and having unprotected sex with people who have these infections or disease or whatever is hip nowadays.
Subscribe to this channel in case you are watching this channel and have not subscribed.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. Planned Parenthood has an Instagram account, obviously, and I routinely go and check them out because they post the most absurd things, and a lot of the things that they post are very politically charged, and they have nothing to do with any of the services offered by Planned Parenthood. It's like you cannot argue that you are apolitical and you're just doing a moral, incredible good for society when you are literally parroting left-wing talking points. But anyway, I digress. They actually did post something that is more in line with the services they provide. They're talking about STDs. So we're going to talk about that today. But before I get into it, you guys know the drill. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section or off the clock episode. Alrighty, so this was their post. It was from yesterday. They said, "Stop saying I'm clean" to describe STI status. Of course, using a fun little infographic. But they said there's a lot of stigma around STIs. So let's be clear. STIs are extremely common. Your STI status does not make you clean or dirty. STIs are like any other infection. Sex just happens to be the way that they are passed. STI Awareness Month. Did not know that it was STI Awareness Month until this post. So I'm so glad I could do this episode to really lean into the celebratory nature of this.
They got a whole month for awareness for STIs. Like, what in the hell?
Monumental month. Most of the comments, I was shocked by this, were actually kind of on my side, because I read that and I was like, why is this a big deal? Like, why are you getting all up in arms about saying I'm clean? Somebody said it's not that deep. Like, the thing is, STIs shouldn't be common. Another person said, no, I'm sticking to I'm clean. Don't like it? I'd rather not meet you if this offends you. I don't like sensitive men. Same. Beta. I agree. Somebody else said, I'm pretty sure that having genital warts is dirty. You're not wrong. Like, objectively, you're not wrong. Why is saying I'm clean so bad? Hey, did you get tested? Yeah, I'm clean. Why are we so upset? Like, genuinely, I do this show twice a day, every single day. And I look at the reasons why people get so angry online, and I do not understand it. Like,
I might be an idiot, but are STIs and STDs the same thing? Or are they different? Are STIs the treatable ones, or are they both treatable, or are they the same thing? If y'all know, let me know. Like I said, I might be an idiot.
This is the battle you're picking today? Oh my God.
It's just nasty.
Somebody else said, we're not normalizing STDs, stop. And somebody said, not everything needs to be normalized. Thank you. Now, obviously, there were still a lot of comments that did not pass my own vibe check. Like, this person goes, oof. Yes, here's another one. Language is powerful, so it's helpful that Planned Parenthood brought this point up. Saying I'm clean can inadvertently add shame and stigma for those who do have STIs, implying that those people aren't clean. While it seems like a minor shift in word choice, words inform our feelings and experiences. Now, I think
I get it, clean and dirty being pretty descriptive and kind of, what would you say, maybe insulting. Like, I don't know, I don't really know what word that would be, but I can see how it could offend people. But like, I mean, come on now, don't take everything so damn serious. It's just a way to describe it. I mean, what else are you supposed to say? You're infected? I think dirty is better than infected.
I think this next comment actually shows where I start to disagree with all of this. This person says, I cannot believe the amount of haters on this post. STIs aren't dirty, and people with incurable STIs can live happy, healthy, and sexy lives with the help of treatment, informed consent, and destigmatization, which starts with the little things like words, which do in fact mean things. I agree that people with STDs, STIs should not be thought of as dirty or be shamed for their circumstances. Maybe some of them didn't know that their partner had anything, or they made choices that they now regret. We don't know what they're going through. We should have empathy for everyone.
Who makes a choice to willingly get an STD? Bro, what? I guess probably there are some people that do that, but I always just assumed that they were by accident, by their partner not telling them or their partner not knowing that they had it. How in the hell? Like, what? I guess young boy, he said it openly, and motherfuckers bitches still fuck him. So he said he had herpes fucking, what was it, like 2017? That motherfucker's had like 3 baby mamas since then. Like, dog. And herpes transmit to the child also, right? If I had herpes, dog, that's honestly probably the scariest STD to get. It's just so fucking nasty. I can't really think of other ones. There probably are nastier ones, but herpes is just Like, it just sounds nasty. It gives you the ick when you say the shit.
Everybody. But having empathy is very different than normalizing something that is objectively not good and not healthy. Like, we're not doing that. We're not normalizing STDs. You might say, Brett, they aren't being normalized. They're still, like, they're obviously, like, nobody wants it. Think again. First of all, you might have noticed that Planned Parenthood was using STI instead of STDs. Like, I'm the only person who has inserted STDs into this conversation. That's intentional. Not because they're talking about an infection versus a disease, but because a sexually transmitted infection is the politically correct term. Because infection sounds less stigmatizing than disease. This is absurd. These are medical terms. Infection means something different than a disease, but you care about how it sounds, the feeling that it, no, it's medical. I don't know how we've gotten to a point where these words are now subject to political correctness. It's wild. Like, we can say,
I mean, the same way they changed it from, like how she just said, they changed it from disease to infection because it seemed more politically correct, and now they're trying to change the slang word for it from dirty to what? Like, what else would you use to describe an STI in a slang way? That's polite. Unclean, poor choice making, careless. Like, what other word is more politically correct than dirty?
Both STI versus STD, they are two different things. STD has been like the blanket term for many, many years, but still, they're very, very different. And now everybody just wants to say STI because it makes everybody feels good. This is what Planned Parenthood says about it. The word disease also sounds loaded and scary, which can actually be harmful. There's already a lot of unnecessary stigma around STIs just because you can get them from sex. And unfortunately, our culture has a lot of negative attitudes about sex. Calling STIs diseases only adds to the stigma and misinformation. And this makes it even harder for people to talk honestly with their partners, get tested, have safer sex, which are all the best ways to prevent STIs. The more we can fight this stigma and confusion around STIs, the healthier everyone will be. Like,
so I'm not completely an idiot. So it still is, but it was a thing. You know how it's 2023 and everyone's just trying to make all words mean the same thing, or they're trying to change definitions like they need to be changed. So I'm not completely I'm not completely an idiot. It's just people are soft.
Seriously, are you daft? Do you actually think that changing a single word is going to end STIs and STDs because suddenly everybody's going to feel so great about talking about them? No, you are just trying to find another thing to complain about. Just like you're trying to complain about using I'm clean. You're bored and you just pulled this out of your ass because you thought it sounded good. An urgent care website pointed out the obvious flaws with this language and with this logic. They said, feeling confused? That's the problem, which is ironic because the last line of that Planned Parenthood thing was, this is going to end confusion. No, it's really not. Right now, there's no clear standard about whether STD or STI is the proper term. Ultimately, the switch to STI might be doing more harm than good. Even if STI is more accurate, and not everybody agrees that it is, the general public is already familiar with the term STDs. Considering the huge problems with accurate sexual education in the United States, particularly among younger Americans and teens, confusion is a very dangerous thing. No.
Bro, can we get like an app or something that tells us when words change? Because I'm tired of, I'm tired. I've been on this earth for 25 years, and then out of nowhere, words are just changing now. Every definition is just being revamped into something else, and I don't know how to talk anymore. It's pretty annoying. Like it's fucking 2023. Someone make an app that every single time Webster or dictionary.com or I don't really know any fucking dictionary, any reliable definition source is changed. It should come up as a pop-up, as a notification on your phone to tell you, hey, the word misogyny don't mean you hate women anymore. It means that you talk about women. like anything. So like fucking I don't care, bro, but I'm tired of talking and saying a word and then someone telling me that this word don't mean that shit no more, or I'm tired of hearing someone talk about something and having to Google something I thought I knew the definition of and it's not the definition anymore. And I thought for a while that I was crazy, but then I realized like, nah, motherfuckers are changing definitions now.
Oh shit, especially when a lot of this normalization about STIs, STDs, which is happening, is around young people. Do y'all remember the book that I did an episode on? I think it was almost exactly a month ago. Let's talk about it. It was the sex book. It was a graphic novel that is in schools teaching kids about sex. In their sexual health chapter, they were talking about STIs and STDs, and they said that they were, quote, no biggie. It's not something to worry about. It's totally fine. Everybody freaks out. It's no biggie. Quote, no biggie. That is in schools for middle schoolers and high schoolers. That is what they are reading. apparently being taught that they're no big deal. I mean, who can blame them though, when this is becoming more of the consensus? Here's an article.
What is the point? Like, what is the benefit of teaching people that STIs and STDs are no big deal? Like, they are 100% a deal. They're incurable. They cause imperfections. I don't know if that's the right word. Like, they cause actual symptoms externally and internally. Like, they do stuff to your body that's not supposed to be done. I don't see why anyone, I don't know exactly how STIs or STDs are. I've only seen pictures of shit. But like, having herpes, dog, why in the fuck would you want that on your dick? I've heard that you can get cream and stuff to help you not break out as much, but you still have to do something you still have to put medication on weekly or monthly. I don't know how this shit works, but you still got to put medication on for the rest of your life because you had unprotected sex with someone that is I can't say dirty, but you know, you had sex with someone that had a infection or a disease or whatever the kids are calling it nowadays. Like, it is not something that you should be preaching to kids. I don't see the pharmaceutical company. That's got to be the only people who would benefit from children being unsafe and having unprotected sex with people who have these infections or disease or whatever is hip nowadays. That's the only people that would benefit, is because they get money for the medication and the stuff that they sell. That's fucking sick, man. Like, what in the hell? If you guys can think of anybody else who would benefit from this, maybe like hospitals and shit, but not really. They would get it like, I guess, I don't know. Maybe you get checkups all the time. I don't know anybody else that would benefit from it other than pharmaceutical companies. And yeah, that's it. But if y'all know anything else that might benefit from kids getting STDs or even adults getting STDs, let me know, because there is no way that this shit's being pushed for inclusivity. Whenever anyone with their head on their shoulders should know that promoting that kids can get STDs and not care about it is insane. It's evil, honestly. It's a child that doesn't even know any better, and you're telling them that it's okay to, like, oh man, that's
from Healthline. STIs are no big deal. Really? Here's how to talk about it. Like, call me old-fashioned. Even though science has evolved and we now have medicine and treatment to help with STIs and STDs, that doesn't mean that we should just normalize them and tell kids that they are no big deal. They are still an infection or a disease. You will still have to be taking medication and undergoing treatment for the rest of your life. This is not something we should just go, oh, it's totally fine. It's not. And we can empathize with people who are dealing with that while not normalizing it. Like, if suddenly we had a cure for what alcoholism does to your body, I would still say that excessively drinking was a net bad, and I don't think we would be encouraging it for kids. So how is this any different? There's also a guy on TikTok who was in college and was diagnosed with HIV, and he's been doing day in the life videos documenting all of it and has gotten millions and millions of views. I saw this a few weeks ago and knew that I wanted to do something with it. Just watch this.
It's day 6 of living with HIV, and today's the day of the big appointment. Every morning I wake up and I think about how I have HIV, and every night I lay awake thinking about how I have HIV. I'm also sad because I feel like when I tell people, like, no one's surprised, because it's just such a stereotype. Like, obviously the twink got STDs, like, obviously he's a dirty little boy. I'm usually more peppy in these videos. I'm just really sad today. I don't know what they're gonna tell me at the appointment, if it's gonna be good or bad. They said it was urgent, so I'm hoping that I get medicated and it's still a low viral count, but I'll update you guys after the appointment. I love you guys.
So this
HIV was a way of God fucking putting a hold on his gay sex shit. They saw men and women weren't getting along anymore, and they saw that men were struggling with sex, and they're like, you know what? I'll just be gay. I'll just start. At least another man would want to fuck me. We could just fuck all the time, and there would be no consequences to it. And God's like, nope. HIV. Y'all better stop that shit out. You guys gotta have self-control and discipline. You can't just be busting nuts all the damn time. You can't just be fucking each other all the time. You guys gotta have some boundaries. HIV.
This guy, he filmed all of these videos as he got diagnosed and as he was starting treatment, but didn't post them until afterwards. And now he does these videos every once in a while. But for a month or so, these were every single day, documenting it, trying to normalize it. And I did a quick search on TikTok, and I was kind of taken aback because he's not the only one. This is like an entire subgenre of TikTok. If you just look up living with HIV, living with STDs, there are so many of these videos, which sadly makes sense because I was doing my research, and apparently there are 20 million new cases of STDs, STIs every single year. And young people
Holy
between the ages of 18 and 24 make up 50% of those cases, even though we are only 25% of the sexually active population.
20 million, man. There's only 330 million people in the United States. So that's almost 10% every year. Well, it's not almost 10%, but you get it. Like, that's crazy as fuck. What is people, are the same people just getting new STDs? How in the fuck, how many people are born a year? Yeah, so holy shit, it says 8 people are born every second. There's like 64 babies just born right now. That's crazy. But it says 10,000 people, almost 11,000 people are born every day. So you do that times 365, since I gotta do it myself, since Google's not fucking official, or since I gotta do it myself, since Google can't just help me out. 11,000 times 365. I'll do the exact number. 10,687 times 365. Almost 3,900,755. So almost 4 million people each year. And there's 20 million new sexually transmitted infections in the United States each year. What the hell? How does that even make sense? So 5 times the amount of people that are born each year are getting STDs. How does that make sense? I guess, is chlamydia considered an STI? You could get chlamydia like 10 times a year, so maybe that's like a big contribution to it. But still, like, bro, there's more cases of sexually transmitted infections in the US than there are people born in the US. Am I the only one mind blown by that? Because that's fucking crazy.
Population. Again, that's not a positive thing. This normalization isn't doing us any good. Now, I don't know if this is a result of the normalization or if the normalization is trying to play catch up to this. Either way, it's not positive. Something else I noticed was a growing body of people questioning whether they should actually tell a potential partner that they have an STD or an STI.
It's not really normalized yet, so it's gonna go up, because this is the first time that I've heard about it, and I don't say like hardwired into the frame, but this is what I do. I watch videos about weird shit like this, so I figured it would have at least crossed my radar that people are trying to normalize is such a stupid word, but that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to normalize STIs.
Which is wild. It actually reminds me of a lot of transgender people arguing that they don't need to disclose that they are transgender to romantic partners.
What could possibly go wrong?
I feel like all of that is part of a broader conversation, but first of all, have some integrity in your life and have empathy for somebody else's feelings besides your own in situations like that, and take accountability for the circumstances in your life. And number 2, infections and diseases do not need to be normalized. Like, as a society, we need to stop telling people, especially young people, that it's fine and it's normal to be sick, whether it's physical or mental. Like, why are we not pushing them to be healthy and teaching them that health brings independence and empowerment and allows you to live a fruitful life? That is common sense. But not to the trillion-dollar pharmaceutical companies. They want everybody to be sick and they want everybody to be in need for medication so they can make more and more money. Whoever's in charge of that, dog, like, I just don't see how. You are the most evil person to want to make. You're already a multi-millionaire, maybe even a billionaire, and yet you want to make more money. Hey, bro, there's not even make more money. Like, you want to ruin other people's lives so you can make more money. It's like you have to be. That has to be the devil walking, dog. Like that is the current version of the devil, the human version of the devil walking around. Rich as shit, living a carefree life, ruining everyone else's lives. But instead, we're normalizing STDs, we're normalizing anxiety and depression. Oh yeah, Gen Z's super suicidal. That's fine. It's not. None of this is good. This is all just another layer of stunting the next generations. It needs to stop. Yeah, man. And it's never gonna stop, because these pharmaceutical companies that blatantly get in trouble, like, I can't even say this shit because I'm on YouTube, but the pharmaceutical companies that blatantly lie and get in trouble for it get fined get fined money, and it's not even close to how much they made, so they're profiting off of it even with their fines, and then they come and start another company and do the same thing and start another company and do the same thing, and it just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, while people like us are getting fucked. Like, we're trusting our healthcare providers whenever they don't care about us. How in the fuck do we live in a country where our healthcare providers don't even care about us? Like, that is their job. They're supposed to care about our health or provide for our health, and all they do is provide to make us unhealthy. I get people wanting to make it not a thing that should be
shamed. Like, it is unfortunate for people and you should sympathize for them. But the word normalize is a pretty catch and dry definition of what the word means. You want to make it normal, but who knows? It's probably not even normal. Normalize probably don't even mean that anymore. Normalize, to make something conform to or reduce something to a norm or standard. So it still means the same thing, but we'll see. We'll see how long before the definition changes. But yeah, like I said, you should sympathize for it, but normalizing it to where and telling kids that it's not a big deal, that's beyond fucked up. But I hope y'all liked the video. If you got anything to say about the video, let me know down below. And if you fuck with your boy, will y'all please give me a subscription. With that said, deuces.
They tell you I ain't never been played by a bitch, so I know they know what you saying is phony.
Ever since I bagged you, my bag got different. I've been flipping grams while you on the grand tripping. Ever since some bitches with their own selfish intentions got up in your ear, that's when your ass started listening. And that's when we got distance. You was pissed off, I wanna frown up out the pissing. You didn't have no calls, I let you go to chase the vision.